Back in Syracuse as the Crunch gets set for the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. Final game before the holiday break for the Crunch. Third game of the week here for Syracuse. On Countdown to Crunch Time, presented by Supercuts, I'm Lucas Favani with Crunch assistant coach Ken Klee. Ken, the Crunch are back at home for the first time in a couple weeks. Last night, they wrapped up the 5-game road trip. The nice 3-2 shootout win over the Lehigh Valley Phantoms last night. What did you see in the game last night?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously always huge when you win on the road. I think, we took 3 out of the 5. I thought, in one of the other games maybe we could have been a little better, but, it's good. We were above 500 on the road, and if you're doing that, I think you're going to end up in a place where you want to be. Our guys battled hard, and we're certainly glad to be coming back home.
A very tight game last night against a really good Lehigh Valley Phantoms team, and the Crunch battled back from a couple of one-goal deficits to tie the game and eventually get it all the way to the shootout where you win the game. What was the encouraging signs you saw there last night?
I think just our resiliency. I mean, they score a nice goal, and, our guys were like, okay, let's answer back, and they answer back the next shift. So a bit of a lucky bounce for us, but, hey, you got to take it. That's, we play 76 games, and bounces are going to happen for both teams, and obviously our guys capitalized, and it was good to see our guys, just stick with it, not fold up shop, because they are a good team last night, and they have a lot of weapons, and it was good to see our guys battle.
It's certainly not an easy place to play either on that road, in the road in that building. It's a tough building to play in, but to be able to rally from 2 deficits on the road, I mean, it's been a good road team this year for the Crunch, but to do that last night, what would you like out of that? Yeah,
I mean, I just think, like I said, our tenacity, our guys willing to stick with it. We know it's a 60-minute game. No question, Connor Ingram was our first star, but we had a lot of other guys just do what they got to do to be successful, and the season can be a grind, and obviously this time of year is tough. You're playing a lot of road games, but our guys figured out a way how to do it.
And it was the final game of the 5-game road trip for the Crunch. You mentioned Connor Ingram; he was great. 40 saves, most in his regular season career at least. He was just tremendous, and a couple of highlight reel saves. Battling through a little discomfort there down the stretch as well. But how about the performance he had throughout the course of the night last night?
Yeah, I mean, he was tremendous. I mean, there's no question. When you play in a tough environment like you said in Lehigh, that you need your goalie to be one of your better players, and thank goodness for us he was. He was a difference maker for us. He gave our guys a chance to win. I think that's all. We as a team, as a coaching staff, we're just hoping our goalies, if they give us a chance to win, then they're doing their job, and he definitely did that last night.
Crunch, you're taking on the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins tonight. Finally back home for the Crunch. It was a 5-game road trip. You mentioned the 3-2 record for the Crunch, but a lot of travel over the last 2 weeks. Good to be back home for the first time in a while, right?
Yeah, no question. I mean, I think our guys will be excited when they get out for warm-up and, in front of our fans in our rink, and definitely be excited to play.
It's the Crunch and the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. Final game before the holiday break for the Crunch. Last night, you mentioned that goal 11 seconds after the Phantoms took the lead. It came from Ross Colton, who's been certainly developing very well here the last couple of weeks, and gets his 3rd goal of the year there. How about the goal he scored and the response the Crunch had there? Yeah,
I mean, it's good. I think for Ross, goals haven't come as easily as maybe they have at other points in his career, and it's a tough league. I mean, the American Hockey League is arguably the 2nd best league in the world, and there's not very many young kids who are just going to come in and make a huge impact right away. And I think Ross is figuring out he has to battle, he has to play hard every shift. When he's on the ice, he has to be going, and it's good to see him get rewarded for that.
And the other goal for the Crunch last night was back from the blue line. Cameron Gaunt's shot, which tipped off of a Phantom, went into the top corner there. 6th goal of the year for him. He's obviously, we've talked about him, how good he has been. But in terms of the production offensively from the blue line, is that something you want to see continue to increase? Is that something that a focus, or you just like the way they're playing in general?
Yeah, no, I mean, I do. I like the way we're playing in general, but, there's no question. I think it's hard to score goals. You need contribution from your D. You need your D jumping up, 4th man in the rush. You need them ready to jump on loose pucks and rebounds, and, our guys certainly know that. So it's good for them to get rewarded when, we make a nice play and he put a lot of pucks towards the net, but it's good to get rewarded every now and then with a goal.
Crunch are taking on the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. It is the first of 2 matchups between these teams this year. Only one here in Syracuse. We're with Crunch assistant coach Ken Klee here on Countdown to Crunch Time, presented by Supercuts. And it is the first matchup of the year against the Penguins. They played last night, a loss against the Hershey Bears. But they're another good team in the Atlantic Division. What challenges do the Penguins bring to the matchup here tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think they want to play a similar game to us. I think they want to play up-tempo, lots of speed, lots of skill. I think should be an exciting game. It should be a tough matchup for us, but also a very exciting game. They're gonna, I think they're gonna try to crank up the intensity and crank up the speed, and I think that's where we excel as well. So it should be a fun game.
Yeah, we kind of saw that last night against the Phantoms, another fast team there last night. So how does that, with two fast teams on the ice looking to play fast, how does that impact a game, and especially from the Crunch perspective?
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's it makes for exciting hockey for one, but it also it puts our guys knowing that, hey, we need to play full speed, we need to play north quickly, and and that's kind of our game plan most nights. Is we want to play fast, we want to play north, and use the skill sets that we have, and I think you look at the way our team has been built, and from the Lightning obviously is they do a really good job drafting skill and speed, and that's where the game's headed these days, and that's what we have a lot of that here, which is great.
It's the Crunch and the Penguins here on this Saturday night in Syracuse, first matchup of the year between these two teams, and like we said, it's the final game before the holiday break. How do you make sure the guys are focused on tonight? I mean, it hasn't really been an issue this year. It's the one game, one day at a time mantra from the coaching staff, but obviously the break looming, so how do you make sure that the focus is here tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's a mental challenge. I mean, it's their third game in fortnight. It's ours. For me, it's get off to a good start. Try to set the pace early for playing the game the way we want to play it, and then hopefully continue from there.
All right, looking forward to it tonight as the Crunch take on the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. This is Crunch assistant coach Ken Klee. Ken, thanks for your time and good luck tonight.
Thanks, Beatball.